I'm filming this on the 29th under the assumption that there is no way in the next 3 days I'm finishing Last Look. Watch me be wrong. But anyway, hi! Welcome if you're new. This is what I read this month, for the month of May. It is the most amount of books so far this year by month, but it's not in terms of page count, which you'll see why in a second. So let's just start off. So this first book, I actually read mostly previous months, but I finished at the end of May, and that is The Stars Within You, A Modern Guide to Astrology by Juliana McCarthy. I've seen this book everywhere on a lot of, I think the first place I saw this was Dawn Michelle's channel, but I know Danny Mystics also read this. I really liked this. I think that of the two astrology books that I read, this was definitely my favorite and the one I'll definitely reference more than the other one. So, highly recommend this one. Next, you'll see, now you're going to start seeing, now you're going to start seeing why this month was the most books I've read, but not the most amount of pages. So I read, Decapite Island, Volume 2, and I'm just going to show this briefly and, put it down here. This is a BL novel, or boy love, a manga. I still want to say novel. It's a manga. It literally comes shrink wrapped, and if you know anything about manga, you know. But anyway, I kind of wish that A, I had read this closer to reading Volume 1, and B, I didn't like as much as Volume 1, because the thing that I liked most about Volume 1 was the competition that's not at all present in this. But it was interesting to sort of get to see these characters more, to sort of expand the weird lore, but not really. I don't know. I liked it, but I wanted more from it, is what I'll say. Then I picked this up on a total whim at my comic book shop. This is Batman Justice Busters Volume 1. I'm tempted to pick up the other volumes. I wanted more Batman. And I'll leave it at that. This was fine. But again, I wanted more Batman, and I'm tempted to pick up the other ones, because I know that there are other Justice League characters that show up in other volumes, so I'm curious. But that's my thoughts on that. Then, in continuing series that I had started, Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, Volume 2, I liked this. Did I like this as much as Volume 1? Not really. I liked it, don't get me wrong. But, comparatively, I think that I found Volume 1 and 2 more interesting. Sorry, I just realized my fork's, in that shot. But anyway, I'm not editing that out. We're doing this. However, this includes one of my favorite jokes in this run, so, amazing. I'm a sucker, though, for anything Calvin Kelly and Jackson Lanzing Wright, especially if it's, characters that I like, so, obviously, Cat. I think the only thing that I, refuse to read by them is their run Star Trek, if only because I'm not really a fan of Star Trek. I enjoyed the more recent movies with Chris Pine, but, other than that, I've never been, a huge Star Trek fan. Then, this absolute behemoth. There's gonna be
so I'm gonna start off by saying,
sorry, the editing app that I is using for another video that you will see before this video decided to start playing a clip from that video, because I wasn't doing anything on that page. So that's great. But anyway, there's going to be some mild spoilers for this, because I have to slightly spoil something to talk about Devil's Reign. But, I read all 7 volumes of Chip Zdarsky's 2019 run of Daredevil. No Fear, No Devils, Only God. Yes, No Devils, Only God. Through Hell, End of Hell, Truth Dare, Doing Time, and Lockdown. Okay, so I already knew going in that this was widely regarded as one of the best Daredevil runs. I love this so much. As a Daredevil girly, I just ate this up. This made me so happy. Was absolutely thrilled. Kind of sad that I did knowing going in basically the entire premise. And I did not think that I did, which kind of made it a little bit annoying. That being said, I loved it. There were some fun little things that I was not expecting. Like a symbiote shows up at one point. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting them to deal with Michael Murdoch, like with Mike Murdoch. Like this just so good, so good. This whole entire run knocked out of the park. Then attached to that run, and I think at one point I knew this, but I forgot. This actually takes place before. So both the Daredevil run and this next thing I want to talk about both take place before Sentinel of Liberty and briefly tie into Sentinel of Liberty, but I forgot that. So I read them in the wrong order, but like, you don't need to have read Devil's Run to have read Sentinels of Liberty. And also okay, let's just pull these out. So I'm actually missing one of these, which I did not know. There's a 4th volume, but really, if you're reading Daredevil and you want to read Devil's Run as like a continuation of the story, you really only need to read this big boy. You don't really need to read these smaller two, X-Men and Villains for Hire. They're just like fun little additional world building, basically, to the events that are happening in this. That being said, if you're going to read Sentinels of Liberty, then follow into Devil's Reign, you will need, if you're going to read Devil's Reign and then going to Sentinels of Liberty, X-Men has the issue with Bucky. So, there is a website that has, like, if you want to read this whole thing, including the 4th volume that I don't have, which I don't remember what it's titled right now, in, like, chronological order, it'll, like, tell you which ones you're supposed to, like, read. I didn't bother with that. I read Devil's Reign first, then X-Men, then Villains for Hire. So, but yeah, no. This is a pretty great self-contained event, and these are just fun sort of character building behind the scenes stuff. I really enjoyed all of it, really, to be honest. Although I will say my least favorite was Villains for Hire, but I think that's just because I do not care about some of these characters as much as, like, Emma Frost or, like, Bucky. So, you know. And then coming after, actually, I think technically one volume issue of this takes place during Devil's Reign, but it kind of comes after, sort of ish. Daredevil, Woman Without Fear by Chip Zdarsky. I also loved this. Not as much as, like, some of the rest of the stuff, but look, what happens is every May, Free Comic Day happens, and I'm like, oh, that's right, I love comics. And then I read a absolute boatload of comics, and then I forget for like an entire year, and then May comes around, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really love comics. So, and also, I picked this up at Free Comic Day because it was on sale. This is Hawkeye Volume 1 from 2012, My Life as a Weapon. This was good. I think I would have liked it more had I not just, like, read all of this. Because I was kind of like hitting, I think, a bit of a wall. But I love the art style of this. Like, it's so fun and stylized, and, like, it's just so good. The Darcy run also has its moments of just absolutely amazing stylized goodness that I love. But, and then in independent comics, but also kind of related because it is, Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing with, oh my gosh, who's the other? Daniel, Odin? I think so you said that. This is Werewolf. Sorry, no, it's Wife Wolf, sorry. Why did I say werewolf? I don't know. Anyway, if you want a gorgeous, folktale, magic, a little less magic, more folk, female empowerment graphic novel, this is for you. I'm gonna see if I can, actually, you know what? I will just, like, look at this. That is a woman with a wolf skull on her head running with wolves. Like, let me see. I can. Also, I love that this book includes the plants and why they were chosen. I love that so much. It's amazing. Absolutely loved it. Then I read Seduce a Siren by Jenny Norback. Jenny Norback and Katie Roberts are legitimately the main reason why I buy the Bonkers romance sets every year. If only because I at least know that I will enjoy those two. Jenny Norbeck, I've only read this one by her and the last year's Bonkers romance. Whereas Katie, I've like literally read like an uncountable number at this point of her work. But yeah. So I got into this. I'm currently reading this book, which is Last Look by Howard Michael Cloud. And I'm not gonna lie, I am reading this because I liked the movie. So I already know who the killer is. This is a murder mystery. A ex LAPD officer is brought into the case very much against his will. And the case is a famous actor possibly killed his wife. Everyone thinks he did it. Yeah, and again, he's very much begrudgingly run this case. Like, he does not want to do this case. It's so funny, though, because again, I've seen the movie. So, like, I kind of knew stuff going in. I just think it's so wild that this author spends the bulk. Yeah, no, so it is not until page 3, second paragraph, that we, as the audience of this book, get the main character's name. Because the author spends the freaking first 2 pages and a half, basically, on the main character's silly little, I say silly, it's fine. It's such a weird plot point in this film. So our main character, he lives basically out in the woods, for reasons I'm not going to explain because that's like actually kind of a spoiler. But if you've seen the movie, you know why. And he only has 100 items. And literally the first 2 pages and first paragraph of the 3rd page is spent explaining that. Which is why we are not introduced to Charlie by his name until the 2nd paragraph on page 3. This is wild to me. As someone, again, who's seen the movie and likes the movie, it's a bit much. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I am interested because if I actually like this book, though, because there are 2 other books in this series that are also, like, all, like, basically they're all Charlie investigating things. And I'm tempted, if I like this, as, like, an actual book, to read the other ones, because I do not see them getting film adaptations. I just don't. As much as I love the first movie, I don't see it happening. I don't. But, I'll probably talk about that. Well, actually, I might not talk about it in June. I'm basically reading this until either I finish it or Pride Month happens, whichever happens first, or like June hits, whichever one's first, because it's Pride Month. And as a bisexual, I plan on just reading as many queer books that I have lying around that I have not gone around to as I can fit into the month. So that's part of the plan. I literally have like a stack off to the side. So I already have some idea of what that's going to look like, but you know, I also have some books coming in the mail. One of which will go in that pile the second it gets here. But yeah, that's what I read in May. It was a lot of comics, obviously, as you've seen. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.